Persona 5 Royal. It's not a remaster, it's not a remake, but a complete retelling of an already great game that made a masterpiece even better in what I believe to be a true technical feat for games. Not a lot of developers can take a 10 out of 10 game and make it 11 out of 10. Atlus, however, did just that. Now, I reviewed the original Persona 5 3 years ago when the original game came out. I am considering this a follow-up review to that video, though I will still be reviewing this as its own game since it's an entirely different entity compared to the original. Hey guys, Game Prime here. Get ready, grab your mask, and let's get hyped to steal some hearts as I review Persona 5 Royal. The vanilla Persona 5 had one of the best stories in any game I've ever played. The story had its highs, lows, twists, and turns throughout my 150-hour journey, and even more now with Royal. You are the protagonist, also known as the leader of the Phantom Thieves, Joker, who gets transferred to a new school after an incident in your hometown. Within the first 30 minutes of the game, you will soon stumble upon a power that lets you summon entities known as personas. With many events to follow, you meet many new friends and allies along the way, and join together as the Phantom Thieves of Hearts to reform society and stop corrupted adults from ruining and messing up the world. Now that's as vague as a description of the story I could give you, because I feel as if everyone should play this and understand the story for themselves. Royal, however, has added a complete new story arc into the game with new characters such as Kasumi Yoshizawa and Takuto Maruki. These new characters breathe so much new life into this game's story. If you thought you knew the story of Persona 5 and want to experience it again in a new light, you are in for many surprises with this game. Just like in the vanilla version of Persona 5 and the previous two installments before, this game is broken up into two main parts. Part 1 is social simulation, where you live your everyday life going to school, hanging out with friends, and even possibly working or doing many more different things. Part 2 is a full-fledged JRPG. Each story arc in the game has a palace in the other world named the Metaverse that you need to infiltrate and collect the treasure, the manifested desires of that palace's ruler. By collecting the treasure, you will ensure a change of heart in your opponent, and in real life they will change their distorted views of the world around them. But what this game does so well is effortlessly blend these two gameplay styles together. You have access to a place called the Velvet Room, where you can fuse personas into new ones. This is essentially a way to make new, stronger personas, as well as strengthening already existing personas, so when you're in the metaverse, you could gain an upper hand against your enemies. When you're not in the metaverse though, you're usually at school answering questions which can increase your social stats. There are many different ways, however, you can increase these stats. It is vital that you increase them throughout your free time in the game because they are vital to unlocking and completing confidants. People you spend time with to progress the days further, and by doing so gives you special abilities that you could use to your advantage in the metaverse, along with being able to fuse stronger personas with whatever arcana that character is linked to. Now once again, both parts of the gameplay have been modified and tweaked heavily in Royal compared to the original Persona 5. Things like whenever you're in the metaverse, your guns reload after every battle instead of after just every visit. Or the few new confidants I mentioned in Kasumi and Maruki. The battling in this game has been made even smoother and better with the additions of focus on technical moves, as well as the addition of Showtime moves, which are special moves two members will use that will cause massive damage on an enemy. In Palaces, you now have access to Joker's grappling hook, which was a gameplay mechanic never used in the original game, so the Palaces have been remixed and modified a bit to use Joker's grappling hook in some sections. This was honestly a very refreshing and welcoming addition, and I loved using the grappling hook. The Palaces in this game also felt more polished and fleshed out compared to the original. It sort of reminded me of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Master Quest, where Master Quest took these same dungeons from the original game, but modified and changed them a bit. There were many moments where I said to myself that, wow, this feels very new and fresh, and that's something I really appreciated from this game. I must also include the addition of the Thieves' Den, a cool little area that is accessible straight from the main menu or pause menu. You can unlock tons of things here like music, movies, collectible models, see in-game achievements, stuff like that. Speaking of achievements, the trophy list for this game was really good and it was a fun platinum to get, especially since I had so much free time now with the third semester to do things and complete goals and tasks I previously didn't have the time to do. I do wish, however, the Thieves' Den was a little bit more multiplayer focused, so you could have friends join in the den and go around and hang out, similar to the PlayStation Home. I originally thought that's how the Thieves' Den was originally going to work, but I was still pleased with what we got. There are so many improvements and additions to this game over the original that it would take forever to list them, from playing darts with your friends or some of the new hangout spots, all the way to things like furtherly improving the baton pass system within battle. There are so many things they touched upon and added to this game, it is honestly very impressive and crazy. There is one thing, however, they did do pretty poorly, and I won't say who or when, but they heavily broke and messed up a mid-game boss fight. This boss gave off a very steep difficulty spike, and it required me to buy DLC personas in order to even stand a chance against the boss. This was something that really upset me at the time, since in the regular game, the palace portion was horrible and the boss was fine, but that got a role reversal in Royal. I just needed to point that out though, because even though I praise this game to space and back, that fight caused a very big bang. No, this is a huge one for me, you should all know. Persona 5 already had a masterpiece of a soundtrack composed by the one and only Shoji Meguro. His soundtrack for this game is phenomenal, and I was probably more excited to hear the songs again than I was to explore some of the palaces. The original soundtrack that you know and love is here in its full glory, and it's still a masterpiece. Though they added a good chunk of new songs throughout the game, like the new battle song Takeover, the new main theme of the game, Colors Flying High, and they even included brand new versions of the Mementos theme, so you don't hear the same song thousands of times in all 30 plus floors of Mementos. I was so pleased with the new tracks in this game, and I already have the soundtrack on my computer. This game always had a great visual style. The cel-shaded look always made the game pop and look fresh, vibrant, and stylish. The menus and user interfaces all look incredible still and are masterpieces in their own rights. Sometimes you'll even get an animated cutscene, and they added a couple new ones in this game as well, and it was a treat whenever you got to see one. Performance-wise, this game ran phenomenally on a PlayStation 4 Pro. The original Persona 5 started development on the PlayStation 3 and was most likely ported to the PlayStation 4 during development. Royal, however, is native to the PlayStation 4 hardware and runs smoother and better than ever. I didn't see any frames drop or anything. This game had flawless performance from start to finish. Persona 5 Royal took everything that was perfect from the original and somehow made it even better. I loved almost every 150 plus hours I put into this game. It was such a treat getting to revisit this gem of a game with even new things to see and do. It didn't feel like a chore going back and playing a remastered version of a great game. It felt like experiencing one of your favorite games all over again with a new pair of eyes, or in this case, a new mask. And that is honestly a very rare experience to have with games. Even with the hiccup in the road with the one boss fight, I loved Persona 5 Royal so much, and I can't recommend it enough to anyone who likes JRPGs, social simulation games, or even stealth and action games. There is something here for everyone. Persona 5 is a game and a story I believe everyone should experience sometime in their life. It means so much to me, and I've made new friends and had great moments in my real life because of this game. It means that much to me. So I could fully forgive Atlus for the little mistake of a boss battle they failed to make better, because overall Persona 5 Royal is an even more perfect version of an already perfect game. This will be the version I return to for years and years to come, and I can't wait to play Persona 5's Scramble in the future whenever it comes to North America. I'm so ready for more of these characters and just seeing what journeys they go on next. With that being said, guys, this game is already a perfect 10 out of 10 for me, and I feel bad giving it that score again, just because it's so much more than a 10 in my opinion. So for the first time ever, I think I'm going to give this game a rating of 10 plus for stellar performance, quality of life improvements, interesting new story elements with new characters and locations, cleverly remixed palaces, phenomenal new music from Shoji Meguro, the Thieves' Den, and making the game feel like a new experience all over again. Even though it had one horrible and broken boss battle in the middle of the game, and no multiplayer feature within the Thieves' Den, this game is still perfect as it is. And with that, guys, thanks for watching my review of Persona 5 Royal. I really love this game and the series, and I'm so thankful that I got into it, and for all the friends and experiences I've made because of it. If you guys liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it a lot, and please subscribe for more reviews like this and all sorts of cool gaming videos coming your way real soon. Play this game, guys. You won't regret it. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.